And the question was, currently can the printing head be detected by the machine? And the laser module emits blue light automatically after powering on the machine. And then the reasons could be the laser module is broken or the controller is broken. So in order to figure out which part is broken, we need to test the printing head. On the touchscreen, please heat up the nozzle to 200 degrees, and on the touchscreen, click on Load, Unload. Can you see the gear on the printing head rotate? And then there's a picture. Thank you very much for that. So we're talking about this. We're talking about the print head, and there's that gear right there. I can close this up, first of all, and it slides, that piece there. And I can turn on the machine, which I have to make sure it is plugged in. Okay, it is. So that machine is on. Now this comes up. Everything is plugged in properly. And we're seeing, we just heard a little bit of movement from the Snapmaker heated bed, printing bed. Now a light goes on there. And we're just waiting here. The light blinks. So there is obviously an activity light, an LED in there. Makes something wonderful. Okay, so we hit start here. And files, we're not doing any files. So what am I doing? Sort, no. Local, USB. We're not doing anything there. We could say local, say USB, nothing happens. Google app measurement, file not supported. Well, I guess we didn't want to make something from there, so we just slide over there and go to the calibration. No tool head is detected, even though there is a tool head there. So we can't get to the state of getting the printer to work. When you hit go home, so it does. Funny, when you hit this button here, it goes back, and when you hit this button here, that seems to be backwards for some reason. But here, the print head moves, right, and we can change the amount to 10 millimeters, and then you can see. So it is, the servo motor is talking. And if I hit this, it goes back that way. Okay, so that servo motor is working, and then here, that's working in the right direction. But this seems counterintuitive, seems backward. And then the z-axis, oops. Let me go back to here. The z-axis is working as it should. And then the up. So we're getting that. Then we have heated bed and the heated bed temperature, but this is the bed here, and that's not what she's asking for. She's saying on the touchscreen, please heat the nozzle up to 200 degrees. And then click on load, unload. The nozzle, there's the nozzle temperature. All right, so we're going to try to get the nozzle temperature up to 200 degrees. There it is, nozzle at 200 degrees. That's the nozzle. And in order to figure out which part is broken, we need to test the printing head. On the touchscreen, please heat the nozzle up 200 degrees, and on the touchscreen, click on load, unload. Can you see the gear rotating? So let me open up the gear part, And then let me go to load and unload, but those don't even show up. Please set the nozzle temperature before changing the filament. Will be heating up by default to 200 degrees. Confirm. All right, but there's nothing happening here. And no matter what I do, because it doesn't recognize that, the nozzle temp. So the axes, as we said, are working. But once again, weird that when you press this, the bed goes forward, and when you press it here, it goes backward. All right, but the nozzle is not letting me do anything. So the gear, so I don't know if the laser module is broken, but this is the printing head that we're talking about here. So it says something wrong. The laser module emits the blue light automatically after powering on the machine. So first of all, the printing head here cannot be detected by the machine. So we can confirm that the laser module is not working. But let me first go to calibration. No tool head is detected. And then you have settings. And then you've got control, which we were looking at. All right, so it doesn't recognize this tool head here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the machine, and I'm going to remove this head, which means I need to, let's see, not that tool, there's the tool here. All right. So just holding the phone is a bit funny. I'm going to do the same thing down here. It's a bit, takes a few seconds to get the tool head off. Let me just put the phone down. Let me see where I can put it. There, let's do that. Okay. And it'd be nice if these snapped on and off to avoid having to do this. Let's see. There we go. All right. So that print head has got to be put aside, and now we pick up the laser print head, and we'll put the laser print head on. So let's see. All right. Now we have the laser in place. And we will plug in cable. All right, there we go. So now the laser tool is on. Turn on the machine again. And let's see what happens. And the laser immediately turns on, which is a problem, right? Fortunately, it's not focused, so it's not burning the plate. But if it was closer, it would be the focal length and it would burn the plate. Snapmaker's coming on. In this case, it says laser and camera are on. Once again, it would have a file that it was going to use, but if we wanted to go to calibration, going home, and that's the homing. And then it says set material thickness, and you have the ability to put a plate on here. We have been able to get it to work, as you can see, but it shouldn't be coming on. As you can see there. Wow. Okay. And it's beginning to burn. Yeah, right. You see that it is burning because it's on even before we've done anything. Yeah, I'm ready to start a fire there. And then you're supposed to put on your safety goggles and then you're supposed to start it. But there it goes. So it's going to do the autofocus and it draws these lines. So we've gone through this process before, and it does the autofocus, and we've been able to carve something, but as it says here, the module is automatically emitting the blue light after powering on the machine, and that is something wrong. So that's a problem. And it says the camera cannot recognize the optimal engraving line, tap failed, and then you'd have to enter it. Okay, so obviously we have a problem, and we're going to have to send this to you and hope that we can get some replacement. Don't know if it's this part here, or it's this part, or this part. The only other thing that we can troubleshoot is to put on the CNC. So I can take this off, and now I can remove this. Okay, and where is that one other head? Let me find the other head. So this is the CNC head here. And so it has three. It's called the Snapmaker 3-in-1 because it has a 3D printer head, a laser etching head, and it has a CNC mill head, which is really cool, which is why we got it. Because we do have the X-Carve CNC machine for making signs, but we have the Ultimaker S5 3D printer, but the 3-in-1 aspect of the Snapmaker was what excited us, and the way we can have students working with all three concepts, while we have some students working on 3D printing alone with the Ultimaker and working with carving alone. And then we can use this for laser etching and also for 3D printing. That was the idea. So now we're going to plug this in and turn on the machine. I mean, I'm not going to put a tool head on because we're not going to carve anything right now. Just going to check it out. So we wait. I mean, something had to have been working, or we wouldn't have been able to carve this, or this, or this. So the calibration was working, but the laser head shouldn't turn on before you've started. All right, here we go. So now with this, if we go to calibration, no calibration is needed for CNC. Okay. And now go to control, and then you home it. And as I mentioned, so we have the X-Carve. What we have in the workshop is we have an X-Carve for carving that we use to make these signs. And we have Protocycler. We have the Ultimaker. So that's our 3D printing. This is to produce 3D printing filament. This is for carving. And then we have, of course, our wonderful Snapmaker, if only we could get it working. So it is now homed everything. And then when you can do set spindle speed and turn it on and turn it off. All right. So the spindle speed is working. You can hear it. All right, and then you have set work origin, and then the axes. And once again, this makes it go back that way, which I always thought was strange. But it's working. All right, so that's our test. Obviously, we're not getting anything from the 3D printing head, and the laser, while it works, is failing calibration, and it turns on immediately when the machine starts. That suggests either there's something wrong with both of these and not this, or there's something wrong with this. Thanks for your help, and we look forward to hearing back from you. Happy Easter.